Hi guys and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to yet another Frieren Friday. We are checking out the next episode number 2 of Season 2 of Frieren. Frieren Beyond Journey's End, of course, and I could not be more excited. Last week's episode was phenomenal. It really just felt so great to be back. It felt like I was home. Everything was just perfect. So we're going to return. We're going to be checking out episode number 2. Don't know what's coming here because the way the previous episode ended off, it didn't kind of look like it was leading into anything per se. So we might be going on another little side adventure like we did plenty of times in the past during the first half of season 1. And I could not be more excited to be back. So yeah, not going to talk much longer before we jump into this, but if you guys do enjoy these videos, please leave a like and subscribe if you've not done so already. It really means a lot. And of course, leave a comment down below letting me know what else you've been enjoying this season in anime, of course. If you want to show even more support, you could of course hit the notification bell down below so that you will be notified when future videos on the channel go live. And feel free to share this with a friend or someone that you think might enjoy reaction content to Frieren. I've got the season 1 playlist down below as well if you want to check that out. But without further ado, we're going to just jump right into this one. So let's see what we get here today in Frieren season 2, episode number 2. Let's go. Oh, we get the opening immediately. Love it. It's such a beautiful opening. Miss Green Apple killed it here. And the animators did a stunning job. I love that the little like motif, you can hear it before it becomes the main focus of the song. You know, like you hear it kind of in the background, distorted. Episode 30, the hero of the South? What? Isn't that... Am I crazy? There was a mention of... Season 1? Sorry, I'm reading... We're gonna go polish statue, presumably all 29 years after the death of him, the hero in Fable Village, located... Okay, we're polishing a statue. But it's not gonna be Himmel this time, is it? Is the hero of the South the figure that we saw in the opening? They're going to be surprised. Yep, that is not who we are used to seeing. It's not Himmel the hero. That's the hero of the... That's really funny. Okay. So she's very familiar, so that means that he isn't the one that Goatee Priest wants to learn the name of. Ah, yes. Is he the one that was mentioned back in the tree? Ah, he is! Humanity's strongest. Really? Had you run into him, Frieren? Yep. We know of those 7 sages. There's... Look at her. Ora. So did he defeat the other 3? The 3? Holy shit, this man's insane. And I know that Himmel has statues by himself as well, but did he have a team? Did he have like a party? In just a year? Holy, this man is cracked. The animation for a puppet, holy shit. That's wild. To take down one man. 7 sages and this confidant. Schlacht. Wow. Just how strong is this guy? 3 of them fighting everyone at once? Did he come from this land? That's such a cool, like, legacy to leave behind. Yeah. That is probably what happened, sadly. But he deserves to be cleaned up 100%. I don't think she knew him personally then. Oh, she did! He went to employ her. Did he know of her through Flamme? Oh? Oh shit. Frieren knows something that nobody else knows. But now we the viewer know. They could both see the future. Sorry, did she share that right before? I thought she said the demon could see into the future. Did I completely misunderstand that? Yes. What was that flash right there? Has she come into contact with one of them before now? But you're gonna go anyway, because that's the kind of hero you are. It doesn't matter. You will do what it takes to restore some faith for humanity, and yeah, that's crazy. He may be the greatest hero after all. He knew what was to come, but he did it anyway. Is that Schlacht? I think that's how they pronounced it. Oh, that's really sad. But that's not what matters to you, yeah? Really? That's been written in stone? Oh, it's important that you go with him. Oh. Wow. He just told her future, and she still said no when he showed up. You'll understand what you meet him. Oh, wow. The hero of the South. What a man. He might get very little screen time here, but holy, his legacy. Tell him this. Is it something? Oh, okay. We're gonna see it now. We don't get to hear it? Oh no. Oh, that changed his attitude towards something. Oh. Damn, another episode. It's making me feel something. That's a hero right there. He cleared a path. The fact that it's only Frieren who knows all that he went to do. His attitudes. He knew he was marching into his death, but he did it anyway to clear a path for Himmel. Wow. Yeah, that's what I love to see. 29 years after the death of Himmel, the hero in Grafdach's domain. Okay. We're in a big city. It's so nice that people have remembered. She's speaking as though she's Fern. That's such a Fern thing to say. All our money. Money is also finite. Unless we start doing odd jobs. We don't have money like that. Alright, what's up with this location? Oh no? My lord. Who is your lord? Someone from your past? Maybe it isn't, but like the way this location looked, it kind of looked like the spot where we saw civilization growing and stuff, like way back in season 1 when she was with Flamme. Oh, who is your great grandfather? Oh no. You want us to do a job? It was stolen again? Is it just history repeating itself? You don't want money? I'm sure Fern and Stark would like some money, but Stark got his good feed. Times have changed, Frieren. They're not threatening to throw you in a dungeon if you don't retrieve it anymore. Top of the Schwer Mountains. Wow, look at that.
とんでもねえな。
でも魔族はなんで宝剣を盗んだのでしょうか。
What does this sword mean?
伯爵家の宝剣は
Okay, that would have been my next guess. But which demon?
しかわからない魅力があるんだろうさ。
One of the sages, perhaps?
てっきり断るものかと。仕方がないでしょ。あの宝剣はヒンメルが取り返したものだからね。
Now you've got to follow in his
私
footsteps.
が断ったらそれが無駄になっちゃうでしょ。
Aw,
それにヒンメルならきっと見捨てないよ。
that's our Himmel the hero. It's too early for Frieren. Wow, look at that horse. That was crazy. They're trying to find this demon. They're gonna track it down. Oh, he's still catching little fishies. A snake. Ooh. What will the apples tell us? It must have come from this direction and probably killed a human there and this... Oh my god, it's actually the whole village. Never mind. That's awful.
誰もいないな。
The birds. Does the demon use birds?
一人いるね。
It's a girl demon.
この村の人。いいえ。
Oh, never mind.
あなた方は
Apologies.
通りすがりの冒険者だ。
この村は剣の
Hey, you're maybe exactly what Zine's looking for. You should join us.
私は村人を弔っていたのです。
This sword demon. We got Wilhelm over here.
滅ぼされた村は数知れず。どの村も皆殺しだったそうです。冒険者様方も祈っていってはくれませんか。
Yeah. What is that? Like, isn't that the amulet
やっぱり死体が埋まっていない。
You ate them all. She ate them all.
そいつが剣の魔族だからだよ。
I figured as
死体なんて
much.
残っていないんでしょ。食べるために殺しました。生きていくためには仕方がないことだったのです。
I had to in order to survive is such a
人
crazy
以外
thing.
も食べられるのに。なぜそれが人を食べない理由になるのでしょう。
We just got to get down to business at this point. She's not going to be reasoned with.
倒すよ。
We're not wasting time this time. Holy. Wow. Stark is in action. Look at the party go. We're fighting together. I love it. The front liner. Dependable Stark. He did not run away.
こんな時のための前衛だろ。
Yep, when it matters, you step up. Wow, the way those clouds look, it's so good. There's just something about the way, like, man, the animation of that smoke and everything. Is this taking us back? Yep, to Himmel the hero when they did it.
ひどい依頼だったね。
でも魔族を倒すことができた。
You got to protect and save people. Well, sadly, in this case with Stark and Fern, we didn't really get to save anyone because a lot of people died.
多くの人を救うことがあるんだ。
That's true. But it saves people from the future of, yeah.
困っている人を絶対に見捨てない。
Thank you, Himmel, for instilling that thought into Frieren.
難易度が高いとワクワクするんだ。
本当にそうなの。二人ともよくやったね。
We fought well as a team. She killed them just to eat them. And she didn't even have to, but that's no reason anyway. It's such an insane sentiment.
フェルンが祈ろうとしていたからね。とっさにはああするしかなかった。人は個人に祈りを捧げるときに。
Yeah, that was going to be its opportunity to attack.
魔族はいつもその隙を狙って
That's crazy. It learned that from watching and learning from others. That imitation is honestly wild. I think that sword was in the opening as well, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I believe so.
取り戻してくださりありがとうございます。フリーレン様。これでこの町は安泰です。
もう盗まれなきゃいいけどな。
Maybe 80 years in the future. Yeah.
狙われてしまいそうです。盗まれたのは2度だけど、何度か襲われているみたいだから。
They were able to fend it off for the most
じゃあ
part.
宝剣がある限り魔族が寄ってくるってことか。
So long as demons continue to
そんな危ない
exist,
もんならいくら家宝でも手放した方がいいんじゃねえか。
そう
it's what it represents. It represents conquering
まあそうか。 か。
demons, I guess.
お貴族様ってあの手のお宝にやたらと固執するもんな。
Also
それ
true.
もあるけど、下手に手放して魔族の手に渡る方が
Also
実は
very
厄介なん
true.
だ。
And can it be destroyed?
魔族は手にした力を誇示せずにはいられないからね。
We did see that back in season 1.
魔族の性分ですか。
Sadly.
前に盗まれた時も魔族が大暴れしてね。しかもその時は当時の伯爵家の使用人が
Jeez.
魔族の還元に乗せられて手引きをしたとも言われている。
The deception and
けどそれ以
where
来
the demons were
ダッ
able
ハ伯
to
爵家一族は
navigate this
王権を
world
守る
is
ことを
so
最優先
interesting.
としてきた。
Because it's unlike
今は伯爵家だけ
demons
じゃ
in
な
other
く
series, you know?
この町全体の使命なのかもね。
今回盗まれたのも誰かが手引きしたせいなのか。
どうだろう。ただ人間にも欲がある以上魔が差すなんてことはいつ
Yeah.
だって起こり得る。
Where they can. I feel like that's going to show up in the future and that's going to be important.
人間だって同じだよ。
Frieren is trying to instill the beliefs into Fern and Stark while she can.
報酬次第かな。
It depends on if I get a
どうせ魔導書く
grimoire
れ
or
るって言
not.
われたらやるんだろ。
今回もなかなかいい魔導書が手に入る。
What does it do?
よかったですね、フリーレン様。
どんな魔法なんだ。
赤リンゴを煽り上げる
That's wild.
くだらねえな。
Well, they have their uses. That's really funny. To turn a red apple into a green apple. It's a really good spell, trust. I mean, it might be useful in the future. Who knows? That was a really, really good episode. The hero of the South is an absolute legend, and I'm glad we got to learn about him here. This ending animation is phenomenal. Paired with Millet is, man, this is gonna take some beating this year. It is so good. Song has been in my head all week. I am not gonna lie, it has been stuck in my head all week. And that was season 2, episode number 2 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And holy, like, it's absolutely insane, this episode. Like, the early sections especially. And let me just go back to the start. Okay, sorry, I just went back as well and double checked because I didn't think I misinterpreted or misunderstood or anything, but I'm just confirming that I didn't. So the confidant as well for the Demon King could also see into the future, 1,000 years into the future, and of course then also the hero of the South could see into the future. So it was a very, very interesting battle where they both knew the outcome before they even fought, I presume. But they fought anyway, and the hero of the South lost, but that's not what was important here. What was important was the outcome for humanity, and he was fighting for the future opposed to for the here and now, for the glory. He wasn't doing it for those reasons whatsoever, and that's what makes him maybe the biggest hero and greatest hero of all. Like, don't get me wrong, Himmel is still my hero, but the hero of the South, I don't know if there's anything more heroic in this world of Frieren than what he did. Like, he knew his future. He knew his inevitable loss. Whether anyone went with him or not, whether Frieren joined him, didn't matter, didn't make a difference. He was going out there to lose, but he was going to take down 3 of the biggest bads in this entire world in order to make humanity's future greater, because he also knew that Himmel the hero would be the one to take them down, be the one to free humanity from the shackles of these demons. Not entirely, because demons still exist, but he would take down the Demon King, the Demon Lord. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Demon King, which obviously the hero of the South shares, was his goal. That was his goal. That's what he wanted to do. But he also accepted and knew that that would not be the case. He knew that he would not be the one, but he knew what he had to do to ensure that it would happen in the future. And his sacrifice was so incredibly heroic, and he did so by himself. He went out there and fought Schlacht. Forgive me, please, if I'm pronouncing that completely wrong. I'm trying to pronounce it the way I heard a character in the series pronounce it. That's my intent anyway. And of course, the 7 sieges of destruction. all of them at once were fighting him, which is bonkers. We've only met like one Siege of Destruction at this point, I believe, in Aura, and we have been told that the party of heroes took down 2 of them. So that was with a group of 4 people fighting at once, whereas the hero of the South fought off all of them at once and defeated 3 of them. Whereas I'm sure when Frieren and her party fought the 7 Sieges of Destruction, they may very well have been by themselves, those 2 of them. 2 others went into hiding and everything, they fled, and those 2 others, one of them being Aura. So Aura makes up the only one that we have met of those 7 Sages. And of course, we know that we will come to find 2 that they defeated, the party of heroes. So the 2 that the party of heroes defeated, I wonder if we'll be introduced to at least one of them. And that whole story at some point within this season, because we've kind of been teased a little sprinkle at this point. But then again, Frieren Beyond Journey's End may very well still be at the very early stages of its infancy for the life cycle of the series. So maybe that's just a tease of something to come way in the future, because maybe they defeated those demons sages when they got to Ende. Perhaps maybe those were kind of like bosses before the final boss, perhaps. But there's no telling. Maybe they did fight them beforehand, and maybe they also ran into some of the other 7 sages that fled and everything before getting to that final fight. But then again, it makes me curious, who were the 3 that the hero of the South defeated? Are they important as well, or are they kind of like written out at this point of the series because they weren't really relevant for Frieren's journey? I'm just thinking in terms of like the storytelling and everything like that. And what makes the Hero of the South's story even more incredible is the fact that he, in a way, played a huge part in bringing together Frieren and Himmel the Hero. He didn't literally bring them together, but he encouraged Frieren to join Himmel the Hero, and everything he said, where Frieren was like, I'm not going to join them, nothing could make me go with them, and the Hero of the South himself said, when you meet this man, you will understand. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly how it played out. And I couldn't be more happy to see that he also played a part in that whole scenario and situation. And of course, like with the words as well, where he shared with Frieren, like, tell the hero these words when you meet him. And I'm pretty sure like it was what we heard then immediately after, but it could have been something else entirely because we weren't able to see and hear it. Like we saw Frieren telling Himmel, and then Himmel was shocked, and then we heard words after it from the Hero of the South. But I can only imagine those words we heard following after were the words that she shared with Himmel, and those words of course being that he's not going to reach his goals, he's going to do what he can to clear a path forward for Himmel. Like it's such a heroic sacrifice, and at the same time that puts so much more weight and pressure on Himmel's shoulders, and only he knows of it. Only Himmel knows. She didn't share this with Eisen, she didn't share this with Heiter, she just shared it with Himmel. So the way the cycle, like the circle and the circumstance and everything came about, it's really wonderful when you think about it, because Frieren, without intentionally doing so, made Himmel fall in love with magic and everything like that. Like the Field of Flowers spell when Himmel was a child, she comforted him with that spell when he was very worried, and that in a way is what made him go on to do these heroic things. Like he became a hero after that, and he then employed Frieren to his party, which is something that the Hero of the South encouraged her to do. Like just all of it is just such an incredible story, like when you piece everything together, like everything coming together in such a way to it's incredible. It's so good. And so they are here to clean his statue because Frieren understands the importance of what he did, and she is keeping that legacy and story of him alive within herself. He told her something that she would never tell anyone else, and she has never told anyone else, but she has made sure to fulfill those words of his, fulfill the purpose that he left behind. And I think that's wonderful. And I think it's all the more special and important that people still celebrate him, people still talk about him. And that's kind of what a huge focus of this episode is, where we know that people still talk about Himmel the hero. We know people still talk about the party of heroes. But here we learn that people also still celebrate the hero of the South, the man who stood up to the 7 Sages of Destruction by himself, Schlahacht, the confidant of the Demon King, and took down 3 of them. What an absolute legend. And I hope that people continue to talk about him in the future. I hope that his legacy lives on into the future, because he is as important, if not even somewhat more important, because of the way he set things up for the future. The Party of Heroes, like, the Party of Heroes could not have done anything without the hero of the South. He walked so they could run. So yeah, his story does need to continue. His story does need to still be told into the future, his legacy, because the Party of Heroes could not have done what they did without his doing so. It is somewhat heartbreaking, though, to learn from Frieren that his body was never recovered, which means it was probably consumed by the demons there. It's really, really sad, because it would have meant a lot, I'm sure, for a lot of people to have his resting grounds, you know, a place where his bones were laid to rest, his ashes, whatever it happened to have been. It would have meant a lot to a lot of people to have somewhere that they could attribute to where he was buried, somewhere to honor him specifically. But because of the legend that he has built up around himself, you know, being such a legendary figure, some suspect that he is still fighting Schlahacht out there somewhere, which is real. Like, that's such a cool legacy to leave behind, that people think you're still out there fighting. Like, that's so badass. Something I wanted to point out as well is that we did get a very brief glimpse to a segment where we saw Frieren standing up against a demon whenever they're talking about the 7 Sages and everything. So very clearly, like, this is a hint of something to come in the future, and this is something that maybe deeply affected Frieren. And I wonder if this is Frieren running into one of the 7 Sages before meeting Himmel, or if this is with Himmel. It was so brief, I'm not able to find it going through the episode again here, because I can't remember exactly where it was, and it was such a brief snap that I'm not able to see it from skimming. So what I'm trying to say is, I can't remember if anyone else was in the frame. I just remember seeing Frieren looking up towards this demon. It's this demon that looked monstrously huge, but it was so shrouded in darkness that I can't recall how that actually looked entirely. And I don't think we're supposed to. I don't think they wanted us to really go through it and analyze that moment and everything. So at the same time, I don't really want to. It's kind of something that I saw, I'll try to remember, and will come back to in the future. And that's kind of like the main meat of this episode. Like, for me, the best part of this episode. Like, I loved watching them fight at the end. I loved watching them fight as a team, and I loved the introduction of more demons for Frieren and Stark to meet, because they were very nearly tricked by this demon, and it's very important for their learning and their growth as to their treatment and their understanding of demons and everything like that. So this was super important for that. But, you know, just like the way this episode started with the hero of the South, it got me very emotional. It got me very attached to this character that I knew we were going to see die within moments. And he was only on screen for like a few minutes, and he attained such legendary status within this series. Like, I don't know what more to say about this man. He was such an incredible asset for the series, and I wasn't expecting it, if I'm being perfectly honest. When we were introduced to him very, like, early in this episode, I thought he was going to be a kind of like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but like King like character from like One Punch Man, where he isn't exactly like what people think he is. I thought there was going to be an aspect of that, or a layer of that or something, but learning that everything they say about him is true, it just makes everything all the more special. And I'm so glad that we got Himmel the hero following in the hero of the South's footsteps. He doesn't even have a name that's remembered. It's just the hero of the South. Wow. A title. Humanity's strongest warrior. Wow. Like, strongest fighter. Like, holy shit. Humanity's strongest. And he he holds that title, and he acknowledges himself as being the holder of that title, and nobody else has stacked up since, which is mind-blowing. We then approach a new city. It's a large city, and Stark wants to get something good to eat. He doesn't mind staying for a little bit, but Frieren wants to get out of there as soon as possible because she has memories of this place. And it's almost like history repeating itself. I know that that's a big aspect of the series where, you know, you're carrying the legacies of others forward. You know, that's very much what Frieren is doing with Himmel, and that's something I realized from the opening as well. When we see Himmel's passing, after we see all those glimpses, she sees a blue petal fall down and she bends down and picks it up. That's her symbolizing, and it's very symbolic of her carrying that bit of Himmel with her into the future. She is carrying his legacy forward. She's picking it up and she's not letting it fall to the ground. She's not letting it be forgotten. And that's what we see her do throughout the series. She is carrying his legacy forward. And in a similar sense, a lot of things that they experienced in the past are happening in this party, in this group, because history is repeating itself in a way. Not exactly, but this sword of this family, this house that had been stolen all the way back when the party of heroes traveled through this location, has been stolen yet again. And Frieren is just like, ugh, this family sucks. And this time around, they're not threatening anything, they just are asking for help. But Frieren has not forgotten that they were threatened in the past, where they were told, if you don't retrieve the sword, you'll be thrown in a dungeon. So they went out and did so with very little help, no direction whatsoever. They went out and they found the sword anyway and returned it. And the sword is very important because it was owned by a demon. I'm not sure if we'll learn which demon at any point, but the fact that it was owned by a demon, and it then becomes a very important thing for demons that they want to go out there and get it and retrieve it and use it for themselves. It's obviously very powerful, and it might mean something to these demons as well. So it was stolen back when the party of heroes was traveling through this location, and it's been stolen now. So it's the second time it's ever been stolen, so they've been able to hold them off a lot. But the fact it's been stolen again, Frieren's like, ugh, I guess we gotta go do this because Himmel would have done so. And that's really important, that we get to see her time and time again acknowledge that things that Himmel would have done, she needs to do now, because that's what a hero would do. And she needs to carry his legacy forward. That's what she wants to do. She wants to learn about him and she wants to carry his legacy forward. And in order to do so, she needs to do the things that he would have done. And she does exactly that. They go out there and they find the sword demon and they defeat it. But yeah, it's all very interesting the way it plays out, because the sword demon is pretending to be human and they're not sensing that this isn't a demon immediately. Like, the demon is concealing itself very well. It's got a cloak over its head pretending to be a priest, and they're believing it. But then immediately, once they start to pray for the lost souls because they're supposedly buried, Frieren blasts some magic at the ground, proving that there's nobody buried there and declaring that this is in fact a demon. It is not a priest. And she saved their lives, Stark and Fern, right in that moment where she knew that they couldn't trust this priest because it was pretending, it was deceiving humans the way it's done in the past so many times before. And the animation here when they fight is phenomenal. The way smoke and everything like that has been done here looks incredible. It's so unlike anything I've seen before in anime. The way they're fighting as well, the fluidity, the animation, man, I miss this so much. And they are back. Like, Madhouse really is back with Frieren, and it does look stunning. But another thing as well, like the lighting in the background, it's so good. You know, the fact that it's dusk, it's like not even like daytime, nighttime or anything like that. It's midday, it's turning night, but it's showcasing like the transition of light into dark, because this demon was trying to deceive the humans. So it's in a way symbolic the way the lighting is. And of course, you know, when we see blue skies, we think Himmel because of what his name means. This is very, very interesting, seeing this kind of sky and everything. The OST, incredible as always, and it was just nice to see the team fighting as one. I feel like we don't get to see that very often, especially with Stark. It's very often we would see like Frieren and Fern, especially in the second half of season 1 rather, but it's not very common that we get to see all three of them fight as one, and I absolutely adored it. We learn about the way demons work as well, like where they will use humans where they can because it's easier to pass, you know, like it's easier to pass by without detection when actual humans are involved in these schemes. And it's wonderfully written that we're learning a lot about these humans, and they're so different from within other series, I would say, because they do feel very, very cunning, but you know, they feel very human like, that they could pass as human at times, but you know, they're demons because they're doing this with intention. They're doing this for a cause, for themselves, for selfish reasons, in order to consume humans or reach or attain something that they want, some power that they want. So it's very, very interesting. And I think, of course, the reward at the end of this all being a grimoire that turns red apples into green apples. It's so funny, especially when we think about the name of the artist that does the song for this opening within Frieren this season. Miss Green Apple, of course, and here we have red apples turning into green apples. So yeah, I'm sure this was in the manga as well, but this feels almost like too perfect that within a season where Miss Green Apple is doing the opening, we get a spell to turn red apples into green apples. It just feels, it feels too coincidental, right? But I absolutely loved it. This was an incredible episode, and I'm so glad that we're back with Frieren, and I cannot wait for the next Frieren Friday episode. Again, I can't promise that these will come out every Friday. They might be Saturdays, but we're going to be checking it out next week, and I cannot wait for it. So thank you so much for all of the support. Thank you for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing. The Frieren season 1 videos were really a big part of the channel's growth, and I couldn't be happier that we're back with season 2. If you did enjoy, you could leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Leave a comment down below letting me know what else you've been enjoying this season, and of course share some love for the hero of the south down below. I hope that you guys are able to stay safe during this winter storm if you're living in the US. Storm Fern, of course, very ironically, and I hope that you guys are able to take it easy. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one, in the next Frieren Friday or second season Saturday, or who knows what it's going to be at this point. But yeah, thank you so much. Take care.